Yeah, so we are on the beach now, on the drive-in beach. Kannur Drive-In Beach. A beach where you can ride, you can drive. It has a hard soil, sand, but hard sand. People arriving. I was a little too quick, so they parked his bike, but
আমি যেটা করবো ওই বিদেশকে ধরিয়ে দেবো ডিএসএলআরটা সেট আপ করে দেবো তাহলে মানে স্পোর্টস রোডে একটা ইয়ে আসবে জলটা স্প্ল্যাশ করছে একটু স্পিডে চালাতে হবে জলটা স্প্ল্যাশ করছে বেশি স্পিডে করলে আবার বাই চান্স বাইকটা এ হয়ে যেতে পারে খুব যে শক্ত মাটি তা ঠিক না একটু বাজে আসতে এটা শক্ত হয়ে যায় দেখাতে রোদুরটা ঠান্ডা করে বেক করে দেয় এখন বরবর তো জলটা কালকে গ্যাস হতে পারে হ্যাঁ আমাকে একবার দুবার ট্রায়াল মারতে হবে হচ্ছে গোপ্রোটা নিয়ে এই কি বলে ড্রোনটা নিয়ে
one important thing was that you got to park your bike on a stone area. The side stand, because these are heavy bikes, the side stand was drowning inside the sand. It was going inside the stand. At least for my bike. The next bike arrives, Monojit and Nilesh. And our party begins. What an experience. Don't miss it. Go through the entire video. It's a small one. People were overwhelmed when they saw this beach. It's nothing attractive. Just that we could ride on the beach, we could ride on the sea. That was a very unique experience we were yet to take. And I was busy with my cameras, with my GoPro shooting this, my DSLR in my hand, and my drone, the bag that you can see. Each one got busy taking photos. The splash of waves, the experience of going with the wave. My. The three bikes standing, waiting to dive into the beach, dive into the seas, dive into the waves. And Nilesh was trying to figure out my drone. I was zooming in, so he couldn't really figure it out in the sky. This beach seems to be under construction. We got to come back. There was no crowd, very little very little tourists. Mostly we saw people from local because this was a hot summer time and not the right time for tourist attraction. The splashing sound of waves, and that's day. Forget about who's shooting, what is shooting, drone, GoPro, forget about it. I just want to drive into the water. That was his mind, and he was dying to start it. So he did. And I was like struggling to keep them in the frame because there was not much of direction that I could provide. Anyways, all that I could capture without a single minute of discussion with everybody. My post production helped. The green blue color of the ocean. But the western side of India is not as humid as the eastern side. I believe the seas are shallow in the east. That could be a reason. That's Monojit struggling on the water. He is struggling in the water. Unfortunately, there was nobody to shoot me riding into the sea, and so I was the man behind the camera only. That's very common, very normal for me, and I have started accepting it. Landing, enough of drones. Now Dave starting with his GoPro on. The adrenaline is in the rush. The sprinkle of sea from the front wheel. I could have taken it better, but I'm happy for the first time. Now that sounds like the chop. Yeah. Monojit. Coming back, he was pretty much inside the seas and the water was pretty tense at that time, so he did struggle. ice cream. What a surprise in that hot summer. The ice cream wala was actually, in fact, waiting for us to come. And there goes Monojit to take stock of what's there. Chocolate, strawberry, pista, elaichi. And nothing like a pista ice cream at that time. Everyone said the same thing. Nilesh was jumping for the ice cream. I thought we could have two, but it's okay. It was getting very hot and we had to start back. In the entire trip, I was not, in fact, keeping well. I had 102 degrees fever the night before we started, but I didn't care. In fact, the entrance to this beach was not that great. Very narrow roads, going past some residential places. I think there is a lot to improve from tourist attraction perspective. Slap, slap, and slap. The ice cream goes in, and that was heavenly at that time. Everyone was dead tired. Had to go back to hotel, take a delayed breakfast, late breakfast in fact, and then start our ride back home. No much time to rest. And he said he was riding a bike after like 20 years, but he did pretty well. And that was Monojit's bike, the Java Classic. But one thing, he never went from first gear to second gear, is what we understood. Possibly that's a joke, but we always try to pull his legs. We wanted him to buy a bike. Monojit struggling in the water because he was looking at the waves coming, not forward, and that took away the balance in his eyes, possibly. I wanted him to come back the same route. Now, that's me. Finally. And myself and Dave wanted to pair our rides. Both of us going together, fast and slow, to have a different perspective in the cameras. Me further inside, Dave pulling up. That's me. Single. I thought we could just carry on like that. Never stop. Some shots from my DSLR. The time was captured in that moment. Time stopped and I clicked. Priceless memories that wanted for time to be stopped. Capturing the moments that we can relish for a long time until we are back the same place at a different time, doing more than back, back, back home. So we started back after a delayed breakfast so we can go for a good distance before we are hungry for lunch. And back to the ghat section. Still riding at night and being conscious on the road. 90 to 100 is the maximum speed. We all made sure. Reached Nelamangla and we wanted to come back through the Nelamangla road. Here I waited for Monojit and Nilesh because plan is to go along with them They were pretty slow, so a quick fag. Resumed after meeting Monojit and Nilesh on their bike. What a road! I won't call it a road at all. Pathetic experience through the Nilamangra road. Imagine the kind of roads. Gives you an The road is under construction, the entire stretch of round about 30 kilometers. But we had good stretches also. Haha, that's a comedy. Okay, I know the pain. And Nilesh had a painful bum. I heard he made Monojit stop for about 32 times. He was unable to carry himself anymore.
How many kilometers?
Of course.
তখন ওরা ডকমকো টলমলো গিয়েছি ওরা উড়িয়ে কি
An ideal example of pain on my ass. But it is generally not a very comfortable situation to go as a pillion rider once again. And the rest to Nilesh's bum.
আবার
Oh my.
কি হয়েছে
Poor thing.
এবার সিঙ্গেল ডিজিটে এসে গেছে সামনে থেকে একটা লেফট আর রাইট আছে
He was constantly looking at the map.
ডিজিটে এসে গেছে
With all the hopes that there's not much of road left. But we shouldn't have come through this road. It was painful. Anyways, finished that road now. We are on the road to our apartment. Just another kilometer. Entering the main gate. Home, sweet home. यार what a relief.